Hey folks, Big Ankovich here, podcaster, author, and something. And yeah, we're back with another video. I hope you can hear me okay. It's pouring rain outside right now. And I don't have like a mic or anything that I can use, so I'm just using the built-in one. Hopefully that's good enough. It's not too noisy. But yeah, haven't been on for a while. We did our beef, butter, bacon, and eggs challenge, in which we did videos every day. And I have to admit, that kind of burned me out a little bit. It was a lot of work to put out a video every day. And I was glad to be done with that. I was glad to stop having to put in so much work. But doing a video every day was also a good thing, because it gave me some immediate feedback, some immediate accountability. And getting rid of that was maybe a bad idea. I don't know. I came back from my vacation in Canada, and I got some bad news when I got back. Got some news that kind of, I put it up there in the same category as when my dad passed away, which derailed me back in 2019 as I was doing wonderful and had lost 75 pounds. This time around I hadn't lost 75 pounds, I thought I was doing pretty darn good. And yeah, it was hard. And as you might expect, as Dr. Sivas always says in his videos, which I think are probably the most relevant for me, they're the videos about somebody who's an addict to carbs, which I totally completely 100% am. And he talks about how you need coping mechanisms. And for most people who are addicted to carbs, their coping mechanisms, they go to their tool cabinet. You know, when they have a problem, they open it up, and the options are carbs or cobwebs. There's nothing else. It's just carbs.
If you look in the emotion management toolkit, they've got carbohydrates and cobwebs.
And I'm still that. I still haven't figured it out. And when I got this really bad news, I had issues. And I fell out of my good habits and back into my bad habits. And I've struggled with that ever since. It's been almost a month now, I think a full month, since we got back from Canada and I got my bad news. And still kind of struggling. We're still trying to figure this out. Marshall has had similar issues since we finished the beef, butter, bacon, and eggs challenge. In fact, I'm going to send you over to him right now, and then I'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about what the deal is.
Hey everybody, it's Marshall here, and I don't have a challenge to talk about. I don't have much to talk about, and I especially don't have much to talk about that's encouraging, and really doesn't make me want to record this video, but it's probably good that Big asked me to do it, because maybe it'll make a difference in my going forward, going on, keep going. I don't know, I just feel like a hypocrite. I feel like a disappointment. You know, all the encouraging, inspiring things I tried to say and do during our challenges, especially during the beef, butter, bacon, egg challenge, when I was doing well, when it was easy, when it was I felt on top of it, that's completely opposite of how I feel right now. You know, we ended our 90 days. I did have one slip up during that 90 days, which is pretty good, considering how it could have gone. So I'm not going to belabor that point anymore, especially in light of what I've done since. You know, my goal, and I think Big and I both talked about this, is we're going to go on a keep going tour. And I didn't want to do another challenge. I still don't want to do another challenge because I can't just keep going that way. I have to make this way of eating, carnivore, ketovore, whatever you want to call it. I mean, well, they're different things, right? You know, what I'm going to eat. Let me just say a low carb way of eating. Carnivore is just an extremely low carb way of eating. I need to make it work without being on a challenge. I found great success by saying, I'm going to do this for 30 days. Boom. Those 30 days were over, and I started to slide a little bit. So I said, okay, I'm going to start again for another 30 days. Okay, let's go. Boom, I'm on it. And those 30 days are over, and I do some traveling. I do a few, and I start to slide a little bit, maybe a little bit more than I did the first time. And then I said, okay, I'm going to try this BBBE thing that Dr. Barry talks about, and I'm going to do it for 90 days. Screw this 30 days. I'm doing 90 days. And, you know, of course, Big and I are doing this all together. You know, he challenged me to the 30-day, and I challenged him for the next one, and then the 90-day. And the 90 days were over, and it wasn't a fast slide, but it was a slow slide away from carnivore eating. Now, I'm still eating meat. I'm still eating eggs. I'm still eating bacon. I'm still generally trying to eat carnivore. But I'm also eating other things that I shouldn't. I'm eating the carbs. I'm eating the sugars. I'm eating the bread. I felt the lowest point. That's when I finally confessed to Big, is when I drank soda one day. That was the lowest. Now I've drinking soda since then, so I guess that wasn't hitting rock bottom. I don't want to hit rock bottom. And so I guess this is my confession. This is my being honest. And not that I wasn't being honest before. I was being honest. I wasn't lying to you about the success I was having with beef, butter, bacon, and egg. I wasn't lying about the weight loss. But now it's time to fess up to when I was off camera, when I was off a challenge, I didn't sustain the momentum that I had. I didn't keep going. Maybe we need to change it to keep going forward, because now I seem to keep going backwards. I don't know what to say. I mean, definitely, you know, Big and I are talking to each other. We still are trying to encourage each other, but it's tough. You know, he'll have good days and I'll have good days, and then something will happen and we'll slip. And with me, you know, it's just something simple typically. And then I mess up, and then I'm like, well, I mean, not that I go out of my way to find things to eat, or like, okay, here we go. I ate a cookie. Now I'm going to find whatever I can. It's not like that, but it is like, well, you know, I can start tomorrow or whatever. You know, well, I had that cookie. Well, I might as well indulge in having this ice cream right here or something like that, you know. And so it's disappointing. I've gone up in weight. I'm back over 400 pounds. That sucks really bad. I don't even want to weigh in. I don't even want to report it here on the YouTube channel, but yeah, we'll see. So I'm not even going to tell you how I need to come up with a plan for myself. Big and I need to come up with a plan for what we want to do to help each other. And you know, have to find a way to be accountable. I don't want to do daily videos anymore. I don't necessarily want to take pictures of all my food, but I've got to do something that is not a challenge. It's just daily life and trying and being as successful as I was when I was doing the challenge. I shouldn't have to give myself 90 days of doing something or 30 days or any number of days. The challenge should just be living my day in and out. And, you know, maybe that's telling well, see, that's the danger. You can't just say, well, if I goof up every once in a while, that's not a big thing, because then it's not a big thing. And then you just goof up every day because it's not that big of a thing. So I don't quite know the answer. I'm just going to keep trying. You know, maybe I can come up with something cute. No cheating November or something like that. I don't know. You know, anyway, I would just keep blathering on and tell you how disappointed I am in myself. But I don't want to bring you down. I hope you're still having success with your carnivore eating, with your weight loss or feeling healthy, that your energy is up. My energy's not up. My legs hurt and I don't have the enthusiasm I did a month ago. So there you go. I've confessed. I've laid it out on the line, and hopefully I can come up with something. We can come up with something that'll make a difference, and that we'll recover, and then this will be a bump in the road, and we'll find a permanent way forward instead of a challenge to motivate myself. I need to motivate myself without a challenge. So, or the challenge needs to be a 10-year challenge or something. Anyway, I'm not going to come up with the answers right now, but I will come up with the answers. And, you know, Big and I need to start coming on here weekly. I think just the encouragement of being accountable to somebody. I mean, we're accountable to each other, but maybe if the point of this is being accountable to the world on YouTube, all of the followers that we have. But no, just if you've been following along, I appreciate it. And I hope you're not too disappointed in me. And I hope that you'll cheer us on and help us come back and help us continue in our journey to better health. Anyway, that's it. Bye-bye.
Okay, so there you go. That's what Marshall's been dealing with. And, you know, I think he's still in better shape than me, which seems kind of weird because I feel like, in general, Marshall, you know, he mostly believes in what he's doing, but he always has those nagging things in the back of his head saying, hey, are you sure plants are bad for you? Are you it's not going to really hurt you? Me, I don't question that at all. You know, I know from experience and from a lifetime of trouble, and I know just how very much of an addict that I am. And in this time, since I fell off the wagon, I have gone all the way down that route. Marshall was talking about, I knew it was bad when I finally drank soda. I've been chugging soda. It's bad. I've been chugging soda. I've been eating Halloween candy. I've been eating chocolate. I was so proud of myself for going to Canada. There's usually all those candy bars that we get in Canada, and I would eat them like crazy. And my wife bought a bunch of them, and I just turned my nose up at them when I was doing well. Then after we got back, I found the ones that she'd bought and hidden, dug them out, and scarfed them. And she was just like, oh man, I was saving those for later. And she's somebody who can do that. I am not. If I know that there is candy, I will find it. She tried to hide my son's Halloween candy, and I found it. And it was not where you would expect to look, but I found it, and had myself a fair amount of it. And I'm sure my son, I don't know that he ever knows the extent of how much I eat his Halloween candy, but I'm sure he wouldn't be happy if he did. So yeah, I don't know. I am very much an addict, and I know that I must be an abstainer. I cannot even have one slip up. There's another thing that's happened this month. I got sick, and it's not going away because I'm not healthy right now. I'm not in good shape. My body's not doing well fending it off. I stayed home from work for 2 days, and I thought I was getting better, and then 3 days later I'm still hacking. I actually got worse, and it's still dragging me down. And like Marshall was saying, you know, he said his legs hurt now. My everything, yeah, my back, my shoulder, my feet, my legs, they're all aching. My vision is starting to get bad again. Just you know, I could name off a bunch more problems. It's all there. And probably the number one biggest thing that's really bothering me is my lack of motivation. I do not want to do anything. I just can't make myself care about anything. I guess you could, maybe it's depression. I don't know. I feel absolutely empty. You know, I want to feel something, but I don't. And it's frustrating me because I made a bunch of goals. 3 months ago, I started writing every day, and I'm having a hard time making myself do it. I'm supposed to write 1,000 words every day. Every night I leave it to the last thing, and then I sit down to do it, and I'm just like, man, I don't want to do this. And some days I don't get the 1,000. I have at least forced myself to write every day, even if I don't hit the goal, just so that I keep at least the habit, so that it doesn't, you know, leave my mind and I don't even think about it, and then I just don't do it for a year or more. You know, I can't let it go that far. But being on carnivore, it gets me healthy, it gets me excited, and it gives me motivation. I suddenly feel like I should do something to better myself. I don't feel that anymore, and I'm so frustrated with it. And so, yeah, me and Marshall have been talking. We've been trying to figure out what to do. We can't, you know, I actually did get myself back on carnivore for 3 days before I failed miserably again and went back down the hole and worse. And, you know, we're struggling to try and get back all the time, but it's just not working. Marshall says he doesn't want to do another challenge, but I think he's giving in. I think he's about ready to try something. Maybe, you know, what he wants to do is a short challenge. We've talked about it a little, and I think we're going to do like a jumpstart challenge, you know. 10 days, you got to eat, you know, carnivore, and if you don't manage, then you get points off, and whoever has done the worst owes the other guy an action figure, because we're both a couple of geeky toy collectors. And yeah, I think we're gonna go for that, and that's just to get us started. And then, you know, the next challenge is like Marshall was thinking, you know, 10-year challenge, a rest of your life challenge. You know, the next challenge I think will be through the end of the year. We're gonna do carnivore through the end of the year, all the way through Christmas, through Thanksgiving. We're gonna beat all of that stuff. And then it'll be the 2023 challenge where we do carnivore for the whole year. And we're going to do videos once a week. We're not going to do them once a day because I can't keep up that pace. But we'll do once a week. We'll talk about our week, and we'll try and keep it kind of short because that was the reason why I switched to doing videos once a day, because the week-long videos were so long that they were just insane. And so we'll try and we won't do daily logs. We'll just do a once a week log where we talk about how it went. And that is our plan for going forward. Sounds like the rain's starting back up again heavy. So that's the plan. That's what we got going on. That's what we're gonna do here on Big Anklovich on health.